There are two words that describe this show. Two words that explain an internal instinct that has forever controlled the species that is known as man. Two basic words that take no deep explanation to grasp. Two words as simple as... Let's eat!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of Cooking Whatever, the cooking show where we're going to give out some recipes. We're going to try some trending TikTok recipes. We're going to go places and try their food. We're going to hang out with some famous chefs and such. It's just going to be a blast here, and we're going to have a lot of fun trying out some things. But today, to get us started, we're going to do one of my favorite dishes, one of my family's favorite dishes, something that I picked up out on the West Coast. If you've ever watched Cooking with Frankie Meatball, I made a version of this called Carne Asada burritos, but what we're doing here today are Carne Asada fries, Roberto style. Roberto's is my favorite taco shop from the San Diego area where I lived for many years. Love the food out there. That's where I grew my love for Mexican food the way I do now, and this has become a staple in my household. It took me years to figure out exactly what they do that's different compared to all other carne asada, because Roberto stands out to me for some odd reason. Never understood why until I found out recently that they season their meat like we season steak here in the States. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. It's that simple. This is an easy recipe. You guys are gonna love it. If you don't, tell me in the comments anyway. I wanna know what you think. So I think we're gonna get started here. Let me go get some steaks.
Hold it right there.
Before we get into the steaks, we're going to start off with the thing that takes the longest, which is the pico de gallo. We're going to knock it out real quick. It takes the longest, but it's still not that long, right? So for my recipe, what I do for my family, which is not a lot of us, there's only 3 that really eat this at night, at dinner time. You know, my son, he's still big on chicken nuggets. My basic recipe for this is 1 tomato, a little bunch of cilantro, half a white onion, and about a half of a lime. We need a bowl. So, which bowl are we going to use? We're going to use a decent sized bowl, right, for this? Everything gets tossed around in the house around here, but it's okay. So, let's start off with the scallion, right? I don't chop it too thick, but I don't chop it too fine either, right? We're going to keep a little meat to it for the flavors. Now, it'll be a lot easier for the stuff together for me for chopping reasons, but it's not always that way. You know, I'm no pro. I just love to cook, right? And if you guys love to cook and eat good foods, take this journey with us. We're going to have people on here, like my boy Frankie Meatball. He's coming on for sure.
I'm Frankie Meatball with the YouTube cooking show.
My boy from one of them Food Network shows. Can't remember which show. He was on 2 of them, actually. That guy makes pizza to die for. You won't even believe it. Wait till you see when we go there. Me and Frankie are going to be stopping there soon. You'll get a nice little look at it. And if you live in that area, you better check them out, because Ricardo's is phenomenal. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk your ear off the whole time and make you watch me chop a whole friggin' onion and all that stuff, so watch. So everything's cut, right? We're going to take our bowl, take our scraper, get everything together in the bowl, right? Real easy. Now we take our half a lime and you get to squeezing. Right? Get all the juices in there. You don't want to waste no lime, right? The other important ingredient, salt. You gotta have salt. Salt is all about your taste, you know. Too much, too little, what do you like? Blah, blah, blah. Touch of pepper. Don't really matter how much you want in there. You do what you like, right? This is all about. You want to add a little jalapeno in here? You add a little jalapeno. My family's not big on the spice. I personally love it, but everybody else in the family isn't big on spice, so I stick away from the jalapenos. Now, we're going to toss this in the fridge, let it sit for a little while, absorb the salt and pepper and everything, and then we'll get it back out when it's time to eat. Next step, turn the oil on. Why oil, he says. Why are we using hot oil for steak? We're not. You need hot oil for potatoes. We're gonna make French fries.
Gotta be fresh. The fresher the better, you know what I'm saying?
You know what he's saying. So if you guys don't want one of these, you need to get one. This thing is a fantastic contraption for making French fries. Makes your life a lot easier. And everything comes out even, everything cooks even, it's just better. Yeah, and don't be a slouch, peel your potatoes. Now, there's no right or wrong on how much to do, how much not to do, how many fries you want on your plate, blah, blah, blah. This is all just hit or miss. It depends on what you want to do, right? So for my family, for the 3 of us that eat it, I usually make about 5 medium potatoes. That usually brings out enough fries for everybody. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide it in this little contraption here. See, just like this, right? And then you're gonna give it a push. Just like that. Whammo. Look at that. A French, a fry. So, do that to 4 more potatoes and I'll be right back.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, now that our fries are all cut, another very important step is to wash the starch off your fries. You want crispy fries, you get the starch off. Cleaning your fries are like cleaning rice, right? You want to do it until the water runs clear. Now, for potatoes, it takes a lot less. It only takes like 2 or 3 shots to get it down to the color you want. So, on to the meat, the biggest part, the best part, if you will.
Pause. That was plausible.
Okay, so everybody's got preferences on what they like to use for their meat, right? I personally like flank steak. Now, the reason I like flank steak is because it's tender as all get out when you're eating it, right? So you basically want to just slice it into strips and then slice it into littler pieces. No certain size. I just like to eat I like to make them bite size. That way it's a lot easier when you're eating. Now that this is all cut, we're going to throw it onto a plate so we can salt it while we heat up the pan and get the fries ready. So just grab yourself a plate, right? Spread your meat out.
Pause!
Hey. Just because I'm playing with meat doesn't mean we get to be dirty. So once you spread all the meat out onto the plate, you're going to hit it with a generous amount of salt. Don't be scared. Salt's our friend, especially when it comes to food. I'm going to give you guys a little tip too. Anytime you ever watch a cooking show, anytime, when they say it needs more seasoning, the chef means salt. No one ever says, oh, that needs a little more thyme or a little more rosemary. No, they're talking about salt. So if you hear a guy complaining about under-seasoned dishes on a cooking show you like, they're talking about salt. So be generous with your salt. Don't be scared, especially on your steak. So once you get a nice flat layer of meat on your plate here, you're going to salt it. And again, don't be scared. Give it some salt. You're going to like it. Make sure all the meat gets a little something. You don't want to leave no meat left unsalted. Okay? Makes me unhappy. So now we got our salted meat. We got our pico de gallo a chillin'. We got our oil a heating. We got our fries a washed and a cleaned. Let's make some French fries.
So bring your oil up to 300 degrees and then throw your fries in. If they start to clump up a little bit, just mix them around a little bit. That tends to happen. So after about 3.5, 4 minutes, we're going to take them out and we're going to set them in a paper towel lined bowl.
Now, while the fries are cooking, we're going to keep prepping. We're going to get the cheese ready, right? I mean, you could buy pre-sliced cheese, but really? Take the 2 freaking seconds and slice it on your own because believe me, the flavor is going to be night and day to that bagged processed crap that we get at the local supermarket. So we're going to take some Tillamook, regular good old cheddar, medium, and we're going to get this ready. It takes a while, but hey, be mindful of your fingers, especially when your hand starts getting tired. You're going to be mindful of your fingers because you don't want blood in your cheese. It's worth it, I promise. Okay, that's about the right amount for 3 of us. Don't forget to take a pinch. Okay, now your meat's been sitting for a while, salt's all soaking in. We're going to hit it with the pepper. Alright? Hit it with the pepper. Nice good amount. Don't be scared of the pepper either. Pepper's delicious. We're also going to hit it with one last thing. The garlic powder. Now you got the garlic powder, right? Bam! On to the skillet.
Now my choice of skillet is always cast iron when it comes to beef. You want to get it ripping hot. As soon as you get it nice and smoky, squirt in some oil. I like to go with grapeseed since it has a higher smoke point. Now we're going to toss the meat into the pan. Just move it around a little bit so make sure that no pieces are sticking on top of each other. Get them all separated well and let them all be touching part of that cast iron because we want to get a beautiful sear on this. Now while the meat is searing off, we've got the oil up to a whopping 375 degrees. This is the temperature we're going to use for our second fry to get that nice crisp on the outside. Now after about 45 seconds to a minute, you've got golden, brown, delicious French fries waiting to be salted.
So, we got the fries fried up. They're salted, twice fried. We got the meat cooked up. We got the pico de gallo. We got the cheese grinded. And we got the guacamole. Normally I make my own guacamole, but you know, holy guacamole, I'm not like getting paid for them or anything, but if you ever use them, they're actually pretty damn good. So, time to plate. Get yourself a nice little heaping of fries, right? Right. On top of the fries goes the meat, right? On top of the meat, we got the pico. Right. Oh, I never tasted this. Oh, let me see if it's got enough salt, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that's damn good. So we're gonna hit it with the pico, right? After the pico, what do you think? We got the cheese! Now you're gonna put on an insane amount. Who cares? I like cheese. Put it on. Don't be scared. Okay? After the cheese, we got the holy guacamole. Okay? You think, plop. One slop, right that? Just like that, huh? Then the easiest way to do this, from my opinion, is I like to mix it all. You gotta smush it. You gotta smush it. Oh, I'm spilling cheese. Only wasting the good cheese, right? Gotta get it all in here. That's why we got the board and the counter though. So you mix it all. You make it a nice medley of flavors. Okay? Once it's all mixed nice and good, you can make a mess of your cutting board, but who cares? You go for the bite, right? So good. It's so good. You guys gotta try it. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. If you're not a West Coaster, living in a place in the country where you don't get good Mexican food, this is what you do. Oh! One more thing. Again, I'm not getting paid by these guys, but if there is one taco sauce in a friggin' supermarket that is close to San Diego style taco sauce, it's this Herdez. Taqueria? Street sauce? Whatever. It's delicious. Throw some of that on there. Don't be scared. Well, thank you guys for joining me here on the first episode of Cooking Whatever. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of guests, a lot of traveling. Stick around for the journey. We're going to have a good time.